Good morning. Wanting to give y'all a tour of the different fruits, trees, and different berry plants that we have here. This is a plum tree. We got it when it was, I don't know, about this size, and within 2.5 years it's grown quite well. We haven't got any fruit off of it yet. It's got quite a bit this year. We're hoping that they were set and that they were pollinated. You can see a few if you look real closely. You'll see them in there. We're hoping to get some of these smaller ones and to dig them up and be able to repot them and grow them into more trees. Over here we have two different varieties of grapes. One is a purple seedless and the other is a green seeded. These are starting to come on pretty good. They seem to want to skip years every once in a while. Like last year we didn't get a whole bunch, but the year before that we did. And this year it looks like we're gonna get quite a bit also. Like I said, one of them is a really sweet grape. It tastes like grape juice, and the other is kind of a tartier grape, which is what we will make a grape jelly out of. You add sugar to it, it'll mellow out that tartness quite a bit. And if you go over here, this is our thornless blackberry bush. It's, I don't know, probably 4 years old, and as you can see, it puts on a lot of blackberries. These still green, but you can see how big they are even though they're still green. They'll get another probably almost 2.5 to 3 times bigger than this when they're finally ripe. We started off with a little cane down at the bottom, and now it just keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger. Sorry about that sound. There's somebody driving a truck unloading something out here. These are a couple different varieties of apples. These are about 3 years old. We have not gotten any apples off of them yet. This year we have gotten a few. I don't know if they'll stay set. There's probably maybe, I don't know, 10 to 20 apples here. Hopefully they'll stay. There's a, I'm gonna say a Gala apple, a Red Delicious, and I can't remember the other one. The dogs got a hold of a couple of them when they were still babies. This one and this one, and chewed it off pretty good, so they're kind of deformed. And imagine they also chewed the tag up also, so that's why I can't remember what the third one is. Now this is our peach tree, and it has a bunch of peaches on it. It's what they call White Delicious, I believe is the name of it. They had probably twice as many as what you could see right here, but you have to thin them out, and I'm hoping I thin them out good enough, because if you don't, then they'll just be a whole bunch of little tasteless peaches. So like I said, hopefully I managed to get enough of them off here. It looks like there's still quite a bit, but like I said, this is the third or fourth year we've had this tree, and this is the best production we've ever got off of it. Most fruit trees take several years to mature to where we can get fruit off of them. And this one here is another plum tree, which is the same variety as the one over there, and it set fruit, or started to set fruit, and all of them fell off. So apparently they were not pollinated, so I'm gonna have to look into that. I may have to have another one beside it, but I just think that's odd, seeing as how the other one doesn't have one right beside it and it's setting fruit. So I'd look into that. Like I said, some plants or some trees take 2 to pollinate, and maybe that's the issue with the plum tree. Hopefully that's all it is. Now I'm gonna take you out front where we've got a few pear trees and a couple more apple trees. So these are our other apple trees. We have yet to get fruit off of them also. This one has, looks like 2 or 3 on it. Like I said, they're only a couple years old, so that's normal. This one is a wine sap. This one, I do not believe it has, oh yeah, it looks like it has 1 or 2. There's another one there. So a couple apples on it. It actually had 5 or 6 last year, and I think somebody decided to take them for us. But this right here is a Red Delicious. And I'll tell you something, if you can find Lowe's or something like that, these things are normally $25 a piece. We wait till end of season and we get them for like $5 a piece. So if you can hold out, that's your best bet. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with them, they just don't sell them, so they just clearance them. Now this one here is a Bartlett pear, which we had an issue with it. Our neighbors decided to have their yard sprayed and they got overspray. It's not our neighbor's fault, it's the people that sprayed their yards for them, and turned all of our leaves black, and luckily they're bouncing back and getting some. This is a pear orient. Like I said, we haven't had either one of these before, but like I said, they were on clearance, so if they're on clearance, you get them. Like I said, worst case scenario, you have a shade tree, or you're out $5. But and here's the other side of our blackberry bush. It is starting to go under our fence, and new blackberry bushes coming up on this side. So what I'll do is I'll dig them up, put them in a container, and I will have some to either give away or some to sell if we do like a plant sale, something like that. There's our goofy tailed puppy. Here are some that I looked up how to propagate blackberry bushes, and some people say you snip them will work, and just stick them down in there and hope for the best. And then other people are like, well, when they make contact with the ground, they send out roots. So what I did, I just took the ones that are making contact with the ground, put them in a container, and if they seem to work here in a few months, what I'll do is I'll kind of pull back the dirt a little bit, look at it, see if I'm getting any roots. If so, I'll just let it overwinter and then snip them off up here, and then I'll have me some more blackberry bushes. There's also some other plants inside that I forgot to show you. They're pretty neat. They're new to us this year, so I'll be right back. These are Huckleberry. We started these from seed. Like I said, we've never tried them before, but I seen them in the catalog that Tiffany was looking at, and I said, Huckleberry, absolutely, let's try it. So we tried it. They popped up. I'm not for sure if I've got too many in the cluster, it's going to affect the growth rate, but they seem to be doing fine. So we'll see what happens. Maybe later on I may have to thin them out a little bit. I'm not for sure if they're more of a bushing style or if they're actually like a tree. The package didn't give a whole bunch of information on them. And then over here, which we've had these plants for a few years, we had them in the ground. They are blueberries. They do not do good in the ground here. Like I said, we've had these probably close to 4 years, and maybe have gotten 20 blueberries off of them total, 24 plants. So this year I dug them up, I mended the soil, put acidifier in it, and they have grown exponentially. This one is just a regular blueberry. I want to say they call it a Highland blueberry. This is actually a pink blueberry. It's called pink lemonade. Yeah, imagine that. It doesn't make no sense, but. And then these two are also, I want to say they're Highland blueberries. But these are plants, like I said, we got them on clearance. They were I think these were marked down just a couple bucks. And like I said, if you've got a couple bucks you don't mind dropping on something, it's better dropping on that than, you know, a soda. So, and then this, we just got it from Tractor Supply. It's called a Nanking cherry. Not a true cherry that I'm aware of. It doesn't appear to be. It's more of a, it's a berry. I don't think it has like a pit like a cherry does. But it's good for fruiting. Like I said, we just bought that last week sometime. And then this here is our mulberry tree, one of the mulberry trees. This is one we actually planted a couple years ago, and to tell you the truth, birds get to the berries before we get to the berries. But it's going to provide a little bit of shade here, and like I said, maybe if we get enough of them going on, then we'll be able to get them before the birds get them. And then we have another one. That big tree right there is one that the birds decided to plant for us several years ago. I did not know what it was. I kept cutting it down. It kept coming back. Kept cutting it down. I've been fighting it for years. And finally I'm like, well, I'm just gonna let it grow. And lo and behold, it gets mulberries all over it. And that one, we have been able to get a few mulberries. Not much, but a few. And then there's one over on a fence that I can't get to right now. But it's just a little one, like I said, voluntary from the birds dropping stuff for us. But like I said, we just wanted to show you our fruit trees. Like I said, it's no orchard, but hopefully here in a couple years we'll be getting a good production. There's certain things that we do get good production, like the blackberries and the grapes. We get really good production. And then also we have a place where we go out and get dewberries, and the dewberries right here, they're everywhere. They're like big patches. Only thing you gotta watch out for is snakes, and you know, there's quite a bit of spiders that decide they want to bed up in them for whatever reason. But so far we haven't got bitten, so we're gonna continue. But I want to say thank you for letting us explain this to you. Like I said, this is my first time at doing the videos. Tiffany usually does them, but she was like, you mind doing this? And I was like, I'll try. So hopefully it turned out for the best. But thank you and God bless.